What's up guys, it's Aaron here from Rudy Visuals, and in today's video we're reviewing the Joby Wavo Pro, which is an on-camera shotgun microphone designed for vloggers, YouTubers and filmmakers. Now Joby is a company most famous probably for their GorillaPod lineup, but they've just released a new lineup of microphones all the way down from these cheaper entry-level microphones to their most expensive Joby Wavo Pro, which is the model that we have here. Now seeing as this is a microphone aimed at people like me, YouTubers and content creators, I thought I'd review this outside, walking around, and in more kind of a vlog style rather than at home in my studio, in a kind of talking heads way. And of course this entire review is being recorded with this microphone on this camera right now, so everything you hear right now is the microphone. By the way, a big thank you to Joby for sending this microphone to us. This isn't a paid or sponsored review in any way, but Joby were kind enough to send us this microphone for free to review. But as always, all thoughts and opinions are fully independent. Anyway, let's get on with that review. Now this is a microphone that you can buy for £260, so it's not exactly cheap, and it does kind of pit it against the Rode VideoMic Pro, the latest version of this. So there's quite a lot of competition in this price range, so we're going to see whether this is actually going to be worth that money, which I think is pretty expensive for a microphone like this, considering you can buy some cheap options like the Rode VideoMic Pro, which we've been using for the past 2 years with no issues really. Now in the box you don't really get all that much really, just the basics. So you've got the mic itself, there is the audio cable, you've got a USB-C, your windshield, as well as the manual. Now one thing that does stand out quite quickly is when you pick up the microphone itself, is just how nice it feels. So the microphone itself is made from metal. There are some plastics on the shock mount, but overall it's really solid feeling build quality while being fairly compact and lightweight as well, so it's very easy to carry around. Now design wise it's pretty straightforward and easy to use. I especially love the LED lights to monitor your sound levels. So you'll see green, yellow and red to let you know whether your sound is clipping or not. And you can also use the LEDs to show you the indicated battery level as well. The battery itself charges via USB-C, and for 30 minutes charge you actually get 8 hours of use, which is really amazing, and apparently it can last for over 60 plus hours, so that's really super impressive right there. So in the past we used the older version of the Rode VideoMic Pro where you had to put a 9-volt battery inside of the actual microphone itself, which was really just a huge faff to put in pretty much. I know their newest version is similar to this one where it's got its own built-in battery, so I think having built-in batteries is definitely the way forward for these kinds of microphones. Then you have your power switch at the back over here, your safety track button and Bluetooth, the audio output that goes to your camera, a second output which you can actually attach a second microphone to for things like interviews, secondary sound sources, which is actually pretty awesome to have, as well as your level boost, which you can set to plus 10 dB or plus 20 dB for a bit of extra oomph. Now one of the key selling points of this microphone is the anti-noise reduction, the ANR, which is designed to help clean up your sound from any kind of like vibrations, bumps, any low frequency noises, any background noises, wind noises, traffic, anything like that. Right now I'm in a park, you can hear some crows in the background, a bit of wind, maybe a slight amount of wind, and there's a few people around talking, but a fairly typical scenario for like a typical kind of vlog style video. Right now I have the anti-noise reduction turned off, but we're going to just turn it on quickly and you'll hopefully be able to hear the difference. So now we have the ANR turned on, and hopefully that does make a big difference in terms of cutting out that low frequency noise from the wind and some of that unwanted background noise. Now unfortunately I have heard this back already. I've tested this out in some different scenarios, and I find that while it does a good job with the background noise, it does also slightly thin out your voice as well, which is what you don't want. It kind of removes a little bit of that bass and lower tones in your voice, which kind of make it sound a little bit undesirable in my opinion. I don't think there's lots of microphones that have been able to get this perfectly right. It definitely does help in certain situations, but personally I would just turn this off and maybe clean it up myself in post. Now you can use these gain selector buttons on the sides of the microphone to control the volume, but you can also control the sound and settings via the Joby app using Bluetooth connection, which is a very convenient option to have. But I did find that the connection was not always that reliable. I had to repair it a few times, particularly the first time I was trying to get it paired up. I had issues getting it connected at all on 2 Android phones until I figured out that you needed to manually turn on the permission for the app to search for nearby devices via Bluetooth in your phone settings. But when it does connect, it works great. You can control everything from the A&R this way, the gain levels, and even the EQ settings all through your phone. You can even control options on the second microphone as well, which is very handy. It's just a shame that the Bluetooth connection does seem a bit spotty. It will just randomly drop at times. So I'm hoping that's something they can fix with future firmware updates maybe. I also really love this auto on off feature, which turns the microphone on and off with your camera, so there's no more kind of like time wasting with the battery and forgetting to switch off your mic like I used to do with the Rode VideoMic Pro. You also have the option of the safety recording track, which records your audio at -10 dB, just in case you accidentally set your levels too high, which can be a lifesaver in certain situations. You can turn this on using the app as well, or by pressing this button on the back of the mic. So I have actually moved back inside due to the wind. Thank you very much, British weather. But in terms of the actual sound quality, I mean, you've been hearing my voice this whole time. And yeah, to me, it sounds really crisp and clear. It picks up my voice really nicely. It does a great job of isolating my voice against any kind of background noise, as long as it's not too overpowering. And as long as I'm like a vlogging distance, it kind of picks up the tone in my voice really well. The bass is still there for sure. To be fair, these kinds of on-camera shotgun microphones are designed for you to be fairly close to the microphone. So if you go any further away, it will start to not pick up your voice quite as well. So just something to keep in mind. If you're a more creative filmmaker, you could also certainly use this to capture sounds. You could definitely use this to record, for example, musicians who are performing live and any kind of like acoustic instruments. And you could also definitely use this to capture different sound effects as well. Here's just a few examples of some random sound effects that we've recorded using this microphone. In addition, you could also just plug this in directly via the USB to your laptop or computer and just use it as an audio device for like your Skype calls or for recording random things on your computer. So overall, I actually really like this microphone quite a lot. The dual mics, having the ability to plug in a second microphone, that's a really big plus for me. You know, the build quality is great, a big improvement over any kind of previous on-camera shotgun microphones I've used in the past. The app works great when it does work. However, the anti-noise reduction is a bit hit and miss for me, and the actual connection, the initial connection, is a bit worrying about, you know, trying to get that Bluetooth connected. I'm hoping, again, like I said before, that that's something they can just fix with a firmware update, but definitely worth mentioning. I think the biggest issue with this microphone is probably the price. I would say it's definitely worth what you pay for it, but when you look at the competition that it's got stacked up against it, like the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, for example, which is actually a little bit cheaper than this microphone. So I think it's going to be a tough sell for a lot of people to go for this Joby mic over the Rodes, which are obviously really, really well known at this point. My personal feeling is that if and when the price of this particular microphone does go down, it probably will sell a little bit better. And even if you do get it for MSRP, you're still getting an excellent microphone with some really, really advanced professional features, and one that sounds really, really great as well, and will probably last you quite a long time as well. So overall, it's a good microphone, a little bit on the pricey side, but definitely a solid option for any professional YouTuber or vlogger and filmmaker. Anyway guys, let me know in the comment section below what you think and what microphones you are currently using right now for your setup. A big thank you once again to Joby for sending us this microphone. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe to see more, and hit the bell notifications so you can stay updated with all of our future videos. And you can also follow us on the socials as always. And other than that, if you've got any questions or anything like that, leave them down there in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.